we'll be also looking at the areas to concentrate better. Okay, that would be the class for today. Okay, so now let's see the listening introduction. Ielts listening, right? So listening, there are 4 sections, around 40 questions, 30 minutes plus 10 minutes. Right, 30 minutes you'll be listening to the audio and writing the answers in the question paper, and 10 minutes to transfer the answers to the answer sheet. And there are different sections. Section 1 is conversation on simple issues. It is just a form filling. And then section 2 is monologue. Monologue means a single person speaks. And section 3 is conversation on serious issues. So conversation on serious issues, a person would be talking. There will be different people talking on the different aspects of academics, campus, and lecture, the serious issues discussed. And the 4th section is lecture. Each section has got 10 questions and altogether 40 questions. And if you're going for offline, if you're going for online exam, you have 30 minutes to write the answers and they'll give you 2 minutes to check your answers. For online exam, there is no transfer time. And listening test is same for both academic and general. There is no difference for academic and general. Okay, next. So now let's start with the listening mock test. Okay, so if you have the book with you, how many of you have the book with you? How many of you have the book? How many of you have the book? So no one? So I told you to take the book printout, right? Okay, right. So it's not my mistake. Okay, right. Let's start. Okay, let's start with the listening mock test. Okay, so I have the printouts here. Good. If you have the printouts, take page number 173. Whoever has the book, page number 173. Those who don't have the book, look on the screen and then do the test. I don't know, how do we get printout? What do you mean by that? How do we get printout? Did you get the link, Pono? Did you get the link, the books link? Did you get through your mail? Pono, you got the link, right? The books link. Okay, so take that to the Xerox shop or so those who don't have the book, please ask Kishore and get it. Okay, so call him after 2 o'clock tomorrow. So after 2 p.m. you call him. Whoever has not got the mail, so please ask Kishore and get the books. I've been saying this from the day 1 onwards. Okay, so the moment we started our class, we have been saying, okay, so this should not be your excuse. Okay, so you're not small kids, so that I keep repeating, right? So now you know whom to contact for the material, because all the materials are given to Kishore. Okay, right, so let's start. Just 1 minute.
Recording 43. You will hear a telephone conversation between the organizer of a short story competition and someone who wishes to take part in the competition. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6.
Page number 173. Okay, so let's have audio. Right, so is the audio clear to all of you? Is the audio clear?
A surprise ending.
Oh, I see.
Recording 4.
Okay, right, let's start. So page number 173, people who have the book. People who don't have the book, please look on the screen. Okay, so just 1 minute. Let me start. So now this test starts. So no disturbances in between. Whatever the clarifications or the questions you have, please ask me after the test, not during the test. I will not reply during that, because when I type, the sound comes, tap, 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 the sound comes, and it will be a disturbance for you people. Okay, after the test, doubt clarifications.
43. Recording 43. You will hear a telephone conversation between the organizer of a short story competition and someone who wishes to take part in the competition. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6.
Good morning, Dave speaking.
Oh, hi. I'm phoning about a short story competition. I saw an advert in a magazine, and I was just calling to get some details.
Yes, certainly. I'm the competition organizer, so I should be able to help. What kind of details are you looking for?
Well, does it cost anything to enter?
Yes, there's an entry fee of £5.
Okay, that should be fine. It's a short story competition, so how many words is that?
Well, we want to give people a reasonable amount of freedom, but the guidelines are around 3,000 words.
Oh, that sounds quite a lot.
Well, it's not as much as it used to be. We did have a limit of 5,000 words, but some people thought that was too many. So this year we've reduced it.
Right. And does the story need to be about anything in particular?
No, you can write about any topic you like. But the main point of the competition is that it has to have a surprise ending.
Oh, I see. That sounds interesting. I don't think I've ever written a story like that before.
Yes, it's something we've introduced for this year's competition.
Right. I'm 18. Is there any age limit?
Yes, you need to be 16 or over. So if you're 18, that's fine.
Great. So you have the competition once a year, is that right?
Yes, we start advertising in January, and the competition takes up a lot of the year. We give people a few months to write their story, and then it takes quite a long time to judge all the entries and to announce the winners.
I see. So when is the closing date for the competition? It's already April. I hope I'm not too late.
No, you've still got plenty of time. You need to submit your entry by the 1st of August. After then, it will be too late. Although you can always enter next year's competition.
Okay, good. So how do I enter?
Well, we have a website, and the best way to enter is to complete the entry form online. We also have more details of the competition on the site. Shall I give you the web address?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's www.comp4ss.com. And that's the number 4, not the word 4.
Okay, thanks. I've got that. So I can complete the entry form online, but how do I send the story? Do I print it out and send it to you?
Well, you may want to print the story out so you can review it, but don't post it to us. When you've finished your story, you will need to email it to us. The email address is on the website I gave you.
Okay, that's fine.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at the questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Can you tell me a bit about how the competition is judged and what the prizes are?
Yes, of course. Well, once we have all the entries, I send them to all the judges. Our competition is quite popular, So we are lucky to be able to use famous authors who are very interested in the competition.
That's fantastic. It's great to know that someone famous will be reading my story.
Yes, that's right. It takes them quite a while to read through the entries, but eventually they decide on the top 5 stories.
I see. And what happens then?
Well, they will be published online so everyone can read them. They will not be in any order at this point. They will just be the 5 stories that the judges think are the best.
And do all the top 5 stories get prizes?
No, it's just the top story and the runner-up.
So how is the top story decided?
Well, once the top 5 stories are available, it will be the public who will vote for their favorite story.
Right, I see. So I need to get all my friends to vote for me then.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And what is the prize?
Well, the runner-up gets a prize of £300, but the winner gets a trip to Spain to attend a workshop for writers.
Wow, that's brilliant. I'd better get writing straight away.
Yes. Good luck.
Thanks.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Recording 44. You will hear a guide talking about a sea life centre. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 17.
Okay, so hi everybody and welcome to the Sea Life Centre. Before you start on your tour, I'd just like to give you some information about things to look out for as you go. Well, first of all, I guess some of you may have been here before and may be surprised to see the name has changed. We're not called World of Water anymore. Since the beginning of this summer, we've been renamed, and we've also made a few other changes. However, the main attractions like the aquarium, the crocodiles, the penguins, and so on are still here. But we have a new restaurant and picnic area, and the latest thing that we have, and it was only finished last week, is the splash ride. This is an exciting new area of the centre and is pretty scary, and of course you do get a bit wet, so make sure you're not wearing your best clothes. As I said, the main attractions are still here, and the most popular thing that everyone wants to see is feeding time, especially for the crocodiles and the seals. We used to have the main feeding time in the afternoon at around 3 p.m., but we found that some of the animals got a bit hungry waiting until then, and so we now have it at noon. They seem much happier with the new time, although it's a bit difficult to know what they're thinking. Now, I'd like to mention something new that we've introduced this year that we're very excited about. It's called a VIP ticket. The VIP ticket costs an extra £2 per person, and you will be amazed at what it allows you to do. With this, you'll be allowed to feed the sharks. Now, I know that for some people, This might be quite a frightening thing to do, but it is perfectly safe. For those of you who are a bit unsure, we do have a video you can watch to see what happens. It's a great experience, and your friends will be very impressed. Speaking of friends, I'd just like to remind you that the Sea Life Centre will be more than happy to organise a birthday party for you and your family and friends. If you need more details, you can speak to me afterwards, and there are also forms at the entrance that you can fill in. I'd also like to bring your attention to the good work that the Sea Life Centre is doing in support of animal conservation. I'm sure you're all aware of the worrying situation with a large number of species facing extinction. Here at the Sea Life Centre, we're taking action by asking as many people as possible to sign a petition. Once we have over 5,000 signatures, we are planning to send it to the government in the hope that more people will begin to take it seriously. Right. Well, there's obviously a lot going on at the centre and a lot of things to discover. At all the attractions, there is helpful information, so please read as much as you can, and if you want to see what you've remembered, please do the quiz after your visit. There are no prizes, of course, but I'm sure you'll be surprised by how much you've learnt.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at the questions 18 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 18 to 20.
So, before I leave you all to start your tour, I've just got a few tips. There are a large number of attractions, and you may not have time to see them all. Of course, there are the old favourites like the aquarium and the crocodile cave, but if you don't have time to see everything, make sure you visit Turtle Town, which is beyond the aquarium and the seal centre. This is very special and has a large number of endangered species, and as it's at the far corner of the Sea Life Centre, it often gets overlooked. I also have to apologise for the Penguin Park. This has needed some urgent work to be done, and so will not be open for the next week. We're very sorry about this, but I'm sure you'll find the Seal Centre, which is directly opposite it, will keep you entertained just as much, if not more. We're also very busy today, as you may have noticed on your way in. Everyone starts here at the aquarium, but as it's so big, there's no waiting to get in. But today, we're expecting a lot of people to want to see the crocodile cave, as a couple of eggs have hatched out. So expect delays there and, if you like, move on to the Seal Centre first and then go back when things are quieter towards the end of the day. So, I'll leave you now, but if you have any questions, I won't be far away, and have a great time at the Sea Life Centre.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Recording 45. You will hear two students talking about their university studies. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26.
Oh, hi, George. How's it going?
Hi, Martina. It's going well. How about you? How's university life?
Well, it's great. Apart from the studying, of course.
Yeah, me too. What are you studying? I seem to remember that you were going to do art. That was your best subject, wasn't it?
No, not really. I just liked the teacher. He was French and had an amazing accent. My favourite subject was history, but I couldn't see what career that would give me.
Oh, right. What did you choose?
Well, I found it really difficult to decide. I was really good at science, but I must admit, I never really enjoyed studying it. So, in the end, I decided to opt for English, which was my second favourite subject, and I thought it would be more useful to me than studying anything else. So, that's what I'm doing. How are you finding university?
Well, it's a bit of a challenge, I suppose.
Are you finding it difficult?
Well, some of it. I'm doing mechanical engineering, which is really interesting, but it covers quite a lot of areas like materials science, machine design, physics, and of course, mechanics. And they're all fine, but it's maths that I'm struggling with. It's a lot harder than it was at school.
I can believe it. It all sounds very difficult to me. But then I never was very good at mechanical things. I suppose it must involve some practical work.
Well, not at the moment. Currently, it's nearly all theory, so it's a bit heavy going.
I guess you need to start with that so that you can get a grasp of the concepts and learn a few facts before you start putting it into practice. It must be a lot different to the course that I'm taking.
Yes, but in a few weeks, we'll be having a lot more practical experience. In fact, I've got a great assignment this term working on jet engines, which means I'll be going on a few field trips to a nearby airport.
Oh, that's great. It sounds like you're going to be very busy.
Yes, I'm not sure how I'm going to cope with the work. We have a lot of lectures, and that's fine. The lecturers are very knowledgeable, and I learn a lot from them. But we also have a lot of seminars, and I find with so many people expressing their views, it can get quite frustrating. It would be better if we didn't have so many of those.
Yes, it's the same for me.
Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
How are the students at your place?
Well, I haven't really met anyone yet. They all seem a bit quiet.
Perhaps they're working hard. They don't appear to be very studious here, but they are very friendly. I must say, I've been doing a lot of sitting around and chatting over the last week or so.
Well, that's good. The only person I've spoken to really is my tutor. He's very approachable and seems to understand how difficult it can be starting university.
It's good to have someone you can talk to, and he may help you meet other students.
Actually, that doesn't bother me. I'm bound to get to know some people sooner or later. It's more a question of finding out what I need to do, where to go, and so on. I hope he can help me with that.
Oh, I would have thought so. Well, we certainly have a lot of work ahead of us. It seems like a long time, doesn't it? Studying for 3 years.
Yes, it does, but I'm sure it'll go quickly. You know, I'm really dreading the first assessment.
Yes. For the course I'm doing, we have to hand our first one in at the end of next month.
Really? So, have you got the topic yet?
No, but we'll get it soon. I'm not sure how much we have to write yet. Not too much, I hope.
I know what you mean. And it's hard to study, especially where I am now.
Oh, where are you living?
I'm living in a hall of residence. I thought that would be a good idea, as there'd be a lot of people around, but I'm finding it a bit noisy. I can see that I'm going to have problems when I really need to get down to some work.
So, I guess you need to be somewhere on your own then.
Yes, well, I do like to have some people around me, so I'd prefer to live with a family somewhere, in a house not too far from the university.
Well, good luck with that.
Yes, thanks. And good luck to you as well. Oh, I have to dash now. I've another lecture in 10 minutes. Bye for now.
Bye!
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Recording 46. You will hear someone talking about creating a presentation. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello, everyone. You've all been given an assignment for your sociology course, which will involve giving a presentation to the rest of the group. And so today, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to prepare your presentations. This should help you with your current assignment, but a lot of the principles I'll be putting across will be general principles which will, of course, help you with all your future presentations. So first of all, the most important thing to consider is your audience. And in this instance, your audience are the other students in your group. There are 3 points to bear in mind. Firstly, you need to ask yourself what they need to know. Secondly, it's useful to consider whether they'll be supportive or not. And thirdly, will it be a small group, say 3 or 4, a moderate gathering of 20 or so people, as for your current assignment, or will there be hundreds of people? Having said all that, what I'm about to tell you will apply equally to any audience. So, how do you structure your presentation? Right at the beginning, you should tell them something that forces them to pay attention. This could be something surprising or even shocking, but it needs to be relevant. After that, you need a list of items or topics showing them what you'll be covering, rather like an agenda. And then the main part of the presentation will follow. This main part will be the detailed information you'll be presenting and could include facts, statistics, personal experiences, etc. After this, you should summarize what you've presented and close with what I call next steps. For this assignment, you could simply point the group to other sociology reference material. In other cases, you may want to suggest some actions that people can take. Now, what about the design of the slides for your laptop? Well, the important thing here is to be consistent. You need to have the same type of font and use the same color and size for the same elements. For example, all headers need to look the same. All bullet points need to be presented in the same way. And don't just stick to words. Bring the presentation to life by adding graphics. These could be in several forms, such as flowcharts, diagrams, histograms, and so on. And so let's move on now to presenting. You have your presentation prepared and you're ready to start. Well, it's important to give a good impression from the start. So take 3 deep breaths, look at the audience, no matter how frightening they may be, and be enthusiastic and energetic. As you go through the presentation, remember to provide some variety in the way you speak. So, for example, you can talk fairly rapidly for information that may be familiar, but then slow down for more unfamiliar sections. And change your tone as you speak. Don't keep it at the same level all the way through. As I mentioned, look at your audience. A good tip is to pick people out and look at them for around 5 seconds. Not looking at the audience gives the impression that you're either not interested in them or terrified of them. Looking too long at one particular person may make them feel rather uncomfortable. There may be points in your presentation that you want your audience to really absorb, and in order to make important points stand out, you may consider adding silence right after these. It will give people time to reflect on what you've just said. Also, you may be presenting complicated ideas or technical details, but try to keep everything as simple as possible. Use simple words and as few as possible. And be clear. If you say something like, "This appears to be," it implies uncertainty. So using weak verbs such as appears, seems, could be, etc., needs to be avoided. I'll just finish off with a few thoughts on questions and interruptions from the audience. You may choose to invite questions from the audience as you go, or ask them to wait until the end. Either way, questions should be encouraged, as it provides you with some feedback on how interested the audience is and how well they're understanding you. When a question is asked, you need to provide an answer that is as accurate as possible. So initially, my tip is to repeat it. This will ensure you have heard it correctly and will give you a few seconds to gather your thoughts. Interruptions, on the other hand, can be unwelcome, and you may get them for a variety of reasons. It's likely, however, that there's something in your presentation that's unclear or confusing. So my advice is to reduce problems by reading through your presentation beforehand and predicting potential points which could cause interruptions. You may then want to change that part of your presentation, or at least you'll be prepared if someone does interrupt you. Now, do you have any questions?
Okay, so let's look at the score. Let's look at the score. Yeah, let's look at your answers. Sorry, let's look at the answers. So here are the answers. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's see. First one is 3000 words. Second one is surprise or surprise ending. Third one is 16 or 16. Fourth one is August. Fifth one is COMP 4SS. Seventh one is post. Sorry, sixth one is post. Seventh one is famous authors. Eighth one is online. Ninth one is public. 10th one is Spain. 11th one is World of Water. 12th one is Splash Ride. 13th one is Noonday Midday. 14th one is Feed the Sharks. 16th one is Birthday Party. 7th one is the government. Sorry, 16th one is government. 17th one is a quiz. 18th one is E. 19th C. 20B. 21 and 22 is DB. 23 is mathematics or maths. 24 is theory or theoretical. 25 is jet engines. 26 is seminars. 27 is A. 28 is B. 29 is C. 30 is C. 31 is supportive. 32 is pay attention. 33 is next steps. 34 is consistent. 35 is graphics. 36 is tone. 37 is silence or silences. 38 is weak verbs. 39 is repeated. 40 is predicting. Yeah, please look at your answers and then tell me how many answers are correct. And tell me how many answers are correct. Okay, it's 36. 36 is 8 bands. 35 is 7.5. 30 is 7. 31 is 7. 33 is 7.5. 36 is 8. 38 is 8.38 is 9 bands. 38 and 39 and 40 is 9 bands. 28 is 6.5 bands. 37 is 8 bands. 37, 38 is 8 bands. 39, 30, 37, 38, 37 is 8 bands. 13, 2 bands. Yes, any other score? Right. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I'll just give you 5 minutes to for the clarification. Anything that you want to clarify? Any questions to clarify? Spelling mistakes, answer is wrong. I'll tell you that next. I'll tell you that. 39 out of 40 is 9 bands. 9 out of 9 bands. Can we hear the recordings again? No, only once. Okay, 32, 7 bands. No question number 39 and 40. Sir, I wrote 16 years instead of 16. So 16 is wrong. 16 years is wrong. Instead of pay attention, if one is correct, should the answer should be more specific? Yes, the answers you can see right on the answer screen. The answers has to be the same, or can be related. No, it cannot be related. You need to have the same answer what you hear it in the audio. Question number 21, 22 was not clear mentioned in the book. Why it is not mentioned in the book? I think the printout is clear. Can we write the answers while hearing the recordings? Yeah, while hearing the recordings only you have to write the answers, no? After hearing the recordings, no. While hearing the recordings only, you ought to write the answer. You cannot write the answer after that. Okay, question 7, answer someone famous. So famous authors, right? Famous authors is the answer, no? So now you need to correct the answers exactly what you see it in the answer key. So apart from that, whatever you've written, put it wrong. It will in computer. What is that computer? Can we get shuffle the conversation? No. How much is it for 30? Right question, please. 30 is 7 bands. 30 is 7 bands. But like the other questions, the number was mentioned for this too. It was mentioned. What is that? Okay, let's take a bus. Yeah, Abbas, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, actually, I was when that page was available, I was not able to differentiate that where is that question number 21 and 22 were listed. Can you just open that sheet once?
Oh, you did not read the instructions carefully or what? Okay, just 1 minute. You 21 and 22. This is the 21 and 22. So you need to answer two answers. You need to take here in this box.
Okay, question 21 and 22. Okay.
This box. So you need to click 2 answers.
Clearly mentioned that it was 24, 25, and other things are
Choose
there.
to choose 2 letters A to E. That means 2 letters means 2 answers. 21 and 22 answers. Question 21 and 22 is here
Yeah,
in the box.
so that's why I got confused there. Probably I missed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I think the entire thing is clear. As we go, it will be more clearer to us. So I'll be explaining you. Score 25, band score 25 is 6 bands. We can go for the key. Your key is here. No, okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, this is the key. Okay, done. Can we go to the next slide? Hello? Yes, okay, right. So now, while explaining the next slide, please no questions in between, okay? Right, so once I complete, then I'll give you time to ask the questions. Okay, so the mock test is done, right? So now let's move on to the mistakes. Okay, so we just gone through the introduction. Introduction is done, and the listening mock test and discussion on the mock test. Now let's see what are the mistakes we do while listening, and then our answers will go wrong. Okay, so our answers will go wrong. So what are the mistakes we do, and then and then answers go wrong, right? And then you lose your marks. First one, spelling mistake. Your answer is wrong. Write the correct spelling in order to get the score. And the second thing is singular and plural. If the audio said books, you write books. If the audio said pens and you write pen, the answer is wrong. If the audio is capital letters means for certain areas we need to write the starting letter capital. Names we need to write capital starting letter. Raj means R capital. And then places, Bombay is B capital. Day means Monday M capital. Month is April A capital. Address is Black Street B capital and then S capital. Right. So there are certain words where you need to write the starting letter capital. Right. Rest all the starting letter has to be small letters. Okay. So next question. The next thing is repeating synonyms or repeating any word from the question in the blank. So what do you mean by this repeating synonyms or repeating any word from the question in the blank? Now you have the examples down. The water leaves through dash and you have written the answer as discharge tube. And the examiner will put this answer wrong. Why? Because there is already a word leaves through and you cannot repeat the same word leaves through in the blank. Is it clear? Next thing is, next one is next to dash and you write the answer as beside the shop. Already the word next to is mentioned. So you don't have to repeat the same word again in the blank as a synonyms form. And the next one is black road, and the word road is already there. So the word road is already there. So if you write the word road again, it will go wrong. So this is one thing, repeating any word from the question in the blank as it is or in the synonyms form. And the next one is violation of instructions. Instruction is saying write A to F next to 1 to 6. So instruction is saying write A to F next to 1 to 6. And the candidates write the answer A, C, D, F. And he has written one answer capital and the next all the three answers in the small letter. And all the answers will go wrong. Why? Because the instruction is asking you to write the capital letter. If the instruction is asking you to write one word, write only one word. If the instruction is asking you to write three words, write three words. You can write two or you can write one. But you cannot write more than three words. Okay, so these mistakes are clear, right? If you have any questions to ask on these mistakes, please do ask now. I'll just give you 2 minutes. Anyone, any point that you have, any questions to ask? Any point. If it is clear, write clear. And if you have any questions to raise on any one of the points, can we write everything in capital letters? Yes, you can write everything in the capital letters. Okay, so now let's see. Everything, can you repeat the fourth and sixth point? Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Uday, just 1 minute. Yeah, Uday, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Uday,
I,
so
yeah.
repeating the same. Now, for example, if you say, um, the water leaves through dash. Okay, so now leaves through is the same word and discharge is the same word. Are they
Mhm.
different words or the same words?
I mean, with the both the same.
They both are same words, right? So that's the
Mhm.
reason why their examiner will put this as wrong. We cannot repeat the same word again in the blank having the same meaning. Did you
Okay.
understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Next to two, and you write, and in the audio you said that beside the shop. In the audio you said the beside the shop. You write the answer as beside the shop. Okay,
Mhm.
so next to is already there. So you just
Yep.
need to write what? The shop. Okay,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the violation of instructions. Instruction is asking you to write capital A, capital capital A, capital B, capital C in your answer sheet. And if you have
Mhm.
written the small answers, then small letters, then all the answers will go wrong. Okay?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, understood?
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point was like why rate of F next to 1 to 6. I mean, that got confused actually.
Now it is clear?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. So Ponu, can we write everything in capital letters? So you can write all the answers in the capital letters. And you have decided to write all the answers in the capital letter. Now, for example, in the first section, you have written the answer R, A, J, capital, all capitals. P, E, N, all capitals. And then S, A, N, D, S, O, U, N, D, sound, all capitals. And the sixth answer, PEN, you have written P small, E small, and then N small. So now you followed 5 questions to write small capital letters, and one question you have written the small letter. That means the examiner put the whole section 0. Did you understand, Ponu? Ponu, did you understand? So if you're following, follow all the capital letters. Don't write any small letters in between when you're writing all the answers capital letters. Manoj, it's a good question. So all the answers will be in the sequence. There won't be any jumbled unless it is multiple choice with 2 or 3 correct answers. If not, all the fill in the blanks in line, all the multiple choice questions will be in line, and then all the map only will be in jumbled. Okay, so multiple with 1 or 2 will be in jumbled form, and then the fill in the blanks will be online in line. Okay, all the questions will be in line except map, and then the multiple choice with 2 or 3 correct answers. Okay, Manoj, clear? Explain A to F. I don't know why I was explaining to the and you were not there or what? What is the time duration? 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Sridevi, please unmute yourself, muted. Sridevi, please unmute. So I told you write A to F next to 1 to 6. Right, so now the instruction is saying you to write capital letters. Capital letters, right? Capital letters. So the spelling mistake, right? Just 1 minute. Okay. Right. So write A to F next to. Write A to F next to 1 to 6. Means what? So now the instruction is saying write capital letters, and then you have to write the answer sheet also capital letters. Yes, all the 4 sections 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes you will finish the test. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now let's move on to the next step. So the mistakes is done. Now let's look into the areas to concentrate. Okay, so areas to concentrate. So first thing is focus on teen sounds. Teen sounds means what? 16, 60, 17, 70, 18, 80, 19, 90. So now these areas you need to focus with more extra effort. Why? Because if you will be confused, the audio must have said 16 and then you must have heard it 60. So if you cannot give 100% concentration on this particular area, you may be confused and write the wrong answer. And the next one is focus on the types of contradictions. So what do you mean by focus on types of contradictions? Types of contradictions means, now for example, the question is asked, wake up call at dash today. Wake up call dash today. And the conversation starts. Okay, Jim. So, okay, sir. So at what time do you want to wake up? If you can wake me up at 7 o'clock, it's fine. Just a minute, just a minute. At 7 o'clock, I think it's too early for me. If you can wake me up at 7:30, 7 or 7:30. Please type the answers, 7 or 7:30. 7 or 7:30. The answer is 7:30, right? So first he said 7, and then afterwards he changed into, so 7:30, right? So focus on immediate contradictions. And the next one is confusing contradictions. So once you get an answer, you should always have a curiosity whether is he going to change the answer. Then only will be succeeded in the listening module. So confusing contradictions. What is confusing contradictions? So the question is asked like this: what is the food that is prepared for the party? What is the food that is prepared for the party? In the question paper, you can strike and write whatever way you want. When you're transferring into answer sheet, be careful and then transfer neatly. Don't strike anything in the answer sheet. Okay, so the listening module and the writing module, you'll be writing with a pencil. You are not supposed to use the pen. Okay, so confusing contradictions. In question paper, you can strike it, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so final answer sheet has to be neat. Okay, so confusing contradictions. What is confusing contradictions? The question is asked, what is the food that is prepared for the party? And the conversation starts. Okay, Jim, Mark, and Anthony. So let's start with preparing the party and then let's discuss on the food. So last year we prepared bread and we got a very good comments from the audience. So now everybody look at the option and tell me what is the right option. And then we got a very good comments on this. And secondly, so let's very good comments. So why don't we do the same? I'm planning to change something different for this time. Let's prepare fruits. Fruits is a good idea, but it is expensive. And then we need to order the fruits beforehand. I think we will not be getting the fruits beforehand. So let's not do that. And then what is in your mind? In my mind, I'm thinking of preparing vegetables for this party. Vegetables is a good idea because I know a vendor who can give it for the cheaper price. And we can really decorate the vegetables in a different pictures and then present them in so well. And we can use our creative skills in that. Just a minute, just a minute. The council members have not asked us to change anything. They wanted us to keep the same thing that we did the last year. What is your answer? Bread, fruits, vegetables, or pizza? So the answer is bread. Yeah, the answer is bread. Correct. Okay, and the next one is transitional contradictions. So what is transitional contradictions? But, even though, although, in spite of, on the other hand. So these are the transitional contradictions. And the question is asked like this. The question is asked like this. So what is the subject that he chose for this semester? The conversation starts. I am planning to take maths for this semester because it's been my father's interest. And he wanted me to take this maths because he wanted me to help in the family business. But this semester there is no maths. Therefore, I'm going to take English. What is the answer? Maths or English? So English is the answer, right? Okay. Now, the next one is numerical contradictions. Contradicting through the numbers. The question is asked, how much did the lady pay for the parking ticket dash? And the conversation starts. Madam, I think you have enjoyed our stay with us. Yes, I really enjoyed, but there is one thing I did not like about the parking price. Last year when I came, I paid $90. But this time, your agent has charged me $120. Madam, we are running a bit of a loss. The actual pay that you need to pay is $150. Since you are a regular customer, that was the discounted price. What is the price? 90, 120, or 150? It's not 150, it is 120. So last year she paid 90, but this time she paid 120. And the actual pay that she need to pay is 150. Since she was a regular customer, the agent has given her the discount to 120. Got this clear? So now, did you come across this sort of a contradictions while doing your test? Yes or no? Did you come across while doing, did you come across all this of contradictions while doing your test? नो अब्बास नो क्यों मियाँ ऐसा बोलते कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस नहीं है अब्बास कौन अब्बास answers are direct or what Abbas? If the answers are direct, then everybody will pass IELTS listening Abbas. You're saying no contradictions. There are many contradictions are there. Yeah, it was there. Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of contradictions. So when we spoke about this, right? Okay. Alpesh Kumar, what are you saying? I'm not getting you, Alpesh. Hello, Alpesh, you're self-muted. Please unmute. Alpesh. Yeah, Alpesh, what are you saying?
Contradiction is more confusing for me. I
Yeah.
need more explanation for about anything or in contradiction.
It's not explanation. Tomorrow
Not
onwards, we'll take the
understand.
worksheet. We'll
Yeah,
take the
I
worksheet.
do not
We'll take the worksheets tomorrow. Okay.
understand.
So worksheets will take, and then we will practice with the worksheets. So just I gave you the glimpses. I'm not telling you. I'm not getting in the depth. I'm just overviewing what the listening is all about. Okay. So introduction, mock test, and then mistakes we do, and then the contradictions we face. Okay. So I'll be pinpointing the contradictions while we practice lots of worksheets from tomorrow. Got that clear, Alpesh?
Yeah, clear. Okay, fine.
Okay, right. So let's wind up the class for today, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Hello, Abbas, are you there? Abbas? I'll give you the worksheets. Don't worry. I'll open it on the screen. Okay, I'll open it on the screen, so you don't have to worry. Please get the book. That's enough for me. Get the book. That's enough for me. Okay. So don't worry about the class material that we are going to discuss. Okay. Right. I'll be coming 15 minutes. Yeah, Manoj, tomorrow we'll be explaining each and everything, how to get these answers clear. Okay. Right. Okay, Manoj. Okay, bye. Then take care. Google, yes, sure, we'll do that. Okay, so we'll do that surely. Don't worry. Okay, yeah. Good night. See you tomorrow.